you've arrived at the Candlelit Archive, a place that does not appear on maps and does not exist during the day. Only when the world grows quiet and the thoughts in your mind begin to slow does it open for you. Tonight, you have been granted access to one of its quietest rooms, a story that was never meant to be rushed. So you do not need to stay awake for it. In fact, you are not expected to. Just listen as long as you can and let the rest fade on its own. There is a house at the end of a narrow lane where the trees grow close together and the lamps are always dim. Not an abandoned house. Not exactly. It is only waiting. Waiting through rain. Waiting through fog. Waiting through long blue evenings when the wind moves softly through the garden gate. Waiting for footsteps. Not loud footsteps. Not hurried ones. Only quiet footsteps. The kind that arrive when someone is tired enough to stop pretending that they are not tired. The house knows that sound. The gentle tread of someone returning from the day. Someone carrying thoughts that have grown too heavy. Someone ready, perhaps without knowing it yet, to be received by stillness. Tonight, the house is awake. The windows glow faintly. The door is not locked, and every room inside has been prepared for rest. The lane begins where the village ends. A narrow path of old stone lined with hedges, dark trees, and small iron lamps that glow through the mist. The stones are uneven but softened by moss. Fallen leaves gather along the edges. The air smells of damp earth, rain-soaked bark, and distant wood smoke. With every step, the world behind grows quieter. The last shop windows fade. The last voices disappear. The last thoughts of the day begin to loosen like knots in old thread. Above the lane, branches meet overhead. They form a dark green arch that seems to shelter the path from the rest of the world. The wind moves through them gently, making a sound like whispered ages. At the end of the lane, the house appears. Tall, old, and patient. Its roof is steep. Its windows are narrow. Ivy climbs one side, softening the stones. A porch lamp burns beside the door, golden and low. The house does not call out. It does not open suddenly. It only waits. And that is somehow kinder. The front door is painted a deep faded green. Rain has touched it many times. Sun has warmed it. Winter has silvered a brass handle. Still, it remains sturdy. Still, it remains steady. No knocking is needed. The house has heard the quiet footsteps coming up the lane. It has heard the tiredness in them. It has heard the way they slow just before the porch. And so the door opens inward with almost no sound. Inside is a small entryway lit by a lamp on a narrow table. There is a place for shoes, a hook for a coat, a shallow bowl for keys, worries, and whatever else should not be carried farther. The air inside is warm. It smells faintly of cedar, old books, clean linen, and tea that is steeped for exactly long enough. The floorboards creak softly, not sharply, not in surprise, only in recognition, as if the house is saying very gently, there you are. In the entryway, the day begins to fall away. Not dramatically, just little by little. A thought left on the table. A worry hung with the coat. A tired breath released into the quiet air. And beyond the entryway, the rooms wait. Each one holding a different kind of rest. The first room is a sitting room. A low fire burns in the hearth. Its flames are small now, mostly embers, glowing red and gold beneath dark pieces of wood. A deep chair waits near the fire. A folded blanket rests across one arm. Beside it, a little table holds a cup. A closed book and a candle burned halfway down. Nothing asks to be used. Everything is simply available. The curtains are drawn. Rain begins tapping softly against the windows. Not heavy rain, only the kind that makes indoors feel warmer. The room has heard many evenings. It has held silence after long days. It has watched people fall asleep with books still open. It has kept company with grief, relief, ordinary tiredness, and the quiet happiness of finally being home. The fire shifts. The chair settles. The candle flickers once, and the room seems to gather every stray thought and place it gently beside the hearth. Here, nothing needs explaining. The house does not ask why the footsteps were quiet. It only knows they have arrived. And arrival is enough. Beyond the sitting room is a hallway lined with closed doors. Each door leads to a room that is already sleeping. One room holds folded quilts and a window overlooking the garden. One room holds a writing desk where the ink has dried and the papers have learned to wait until morning. One room holds shelves of old storybooks whose titles are too dim to read. The hallway carpet is soft. The lamps are low. Every step becomes quieter than the one before it. At the end of the hall is a window. Outside, the garden rests beneath rain. The trees move slowly. The stone path shines faintly. A bird bath holds a small circle of water that trembles whenever drops fall from the eaves. The house listens to the rain, to the fire, to the settling beams, to the softened breathing of the night itself. It has waited a long time for quiet footsteps. And now that they are here, it asks nothing more of them. Only this. Be still. Be warm. Be done for the day. The final room is small and tucked beneath the roof. Its ceiling slopes gently. A lamp glows on a wooden table. The bed is made with white sheets, soft blankets, and a quilt the color of rain clouds. The window is slightly open. Cool night air enters softly, carrying the scent of wet leaves and garden soil. The rain is quieter here. More distant. A hush above the roof. On the bedside table rests a note. Only one sentence. You were expected by the quiet. nothing else. No instruction. No explanation. Only that small kindness waiting in lamplight. The house grows still around the room. The hallway darkens. The sitting room fire lowers. The entryway lamp dims. The porch light continues glowing for a little while longer, in case any other quiet footsteps find their way through the trees. The house has stopped waiting now. For tonight, the footsteps have arrived. The lane is empty. The trees are dark. The rain moves softly over the roof. Inside, the coat hangs by the door. The worries rest in the bowl. The fire sleeps in the hearth. The room keep their gentle silence. And beneath the roof, in the small, warm room, there is nothing left to do. Nothing left to carry. Nothing left to explain. Only the rain. Only the bed. Only the quiet house. The lamp lowers. The window darkens. The old boards settle. And the house whispers so softly it is almost only a feeling. Good night. The quiet footsteps have come home. And now, at last, they may rest. And now, the Candlelit Archive grows quiet again. The books return to stillness. The lanterns continue their gentle watch. And the story is safely put away until it is needed once more. You do not need to finish this moment awake. You do not need to hold on to anything from it. Only rest. Only slow